Even though it feels like Caesar's body isn't even cold yet, we now have a brand new entry in the Planet of the Apes series that continues on with the story generations later. Does this franchise actually still have more to offer, or is it past its primate? I won't apologize for that, I know you liked it. What's up guys, I'm Sully, and today I'm super excited because we finally get to talk about the brand new entry in the Planet of the Apes franchise, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. All you need to know about this one is that the story goes like this. Many years after the reign of Caesar, a young ape goes on a journey that will lead him to question everything he's been taught about the past and make choices that will define a future for apes and humans alike. So I am definitely a fan of these Planet of the Apes movies that we've been getting over the last decade or so. I really had no idea they were even capable of being as good as they were, seeing as what I grew up with was that atrocious Tim Burton and Mark Wahlberg version. It should be illegal to even acknowledge that that entry exists at this point. But the newer films are so consistent in that they always have incredible visual effects, stakes that are properly set, and they somehow have the emotional capacity to make you feel attached to these ape characters. So naturally, when a continuation of a beloved trilogy comes along, obviously whatever is put out next is going to be inspected under a microscope because it has very big shoes to fill. And I feel like Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes had the odds stacked against it from the get-go a little bit, since it's forced to honor the story that came before it, but also tries to usher in this new post-Caesar era. That's a tall order. Well, coming from someone that didn't think they could pull it off, I'm happy to report that not only does this movie have the juice, but it's one of the best entries in the franchise we've gotten so far. Now, I have to give props to director Wes Ball here, because I clearly was unfamiliar with his game. I saw a couple of the Maze Runner movies and definitely enjoyed them for what they were, but I had no idea that the guy would be capable of the level of direction necessary to produce a good Planet of the Apes movie. That is no easy task because there are a lot of moving parts to these films, but the cinematography is top notch, the new mythology is fresh, and the movie is well paced even at 2.5 hours long. That's a whole lot of monkey business, but I was extremely entertained for the entire duration of the film. Okay, maybe there are some moments in here that might feel a touch redundant since there have been so many entries in this franchise already, and you could say it's basically Conan the Barbarian with monkeys, but there's just enough of a spin on everything that I never felt at any point that what I was watching was uninspired or lazy. Obviously, they're only really able to pull a lot of that off if they give us a new batch of characters that we actually give a shit about, and I was pretty shocked by how well they hit the mark in that department. After watching the previous movies, I of course loved watching Caesar and his journey, but Maurice was my boy, okay? Who knew that the goat of cinema would actually end up being an ape? Basically, what I'm saying is replacing them is an uphill battle, and they don't try to replace them, but the new characters they give us feel fresh and unique, and I found myself legitimately caring about them and their journey. Jeff Teague and Peter Macon are the real standouts here because the dynamic between their two apes was always interesting, and their conversations explained a lot about the world around them without feeling like a massive exposition dump. Freya Allen plays the human character in this entry, and I thought she did fine, nothing incredible, but at the same time, you have to be the best actor on the planet to have all these people around you in stupid suits pretending to be primates and not messing up every take, cracking up, so she gets props for that. Kevin Durand plays the villain Proximus Caesar, which is in the running for the coldest character name ever created, by the way, and even though he's not in the movie for as much as I would have liked him to be, he's still able to dish out a menacing and memorable performance. Also, holy shit, the visual effects work is absolutely insane this time around too. I seriously thought that it couldn't get any better after War for the Planet of the Apes, but you're gonna be thinking they bribed an army of real monkeys with a lifetime supply of bananas to act in this movie because it is that convincing. What's so cool about these films is that they're always filled with rich themes and kind of have a way of holding a mirror up to various struggles and issues that are apparent in our society today. I mean, when you think about it, it makes sense why. Almost all of the characters involved here are just non-human enough that you don't feel like you're being force-fed a critique on ourselves, but at the same time, they're also just human enough that you're not going to be completely checked out when you see a monkey riding a horse reloading a shotgun. That's why I feel like you can do so much with a character like King Kong on an emotional level, because he's really only like 2 evolutionary steps behind us, so it's easy to humanize him and make us relate to his pain. Then you go the extra step here and make these apes legitimately just like people, and we're off to the races, baby. Overall, guys, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes was way better than I was expecting it to be. The performances are great, the visual effects are insane, and the story feels like a very natural continuation of what might actually happen after the Caesar era. As someone that thought this franchise deserved a little bit longer on the shelf before they started popping out more entries again, I am completely won over and cannot wait to see how the story continues from here. Apes together strong indeed, my friend. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes gets a Sully score of 4 stars. So that's my review for the latest Apes movie. Which do you think is the best of the bunch? I'm probably gonna have to say Dawn, directed by Matt Reeves, but let me know in the comments below what you think. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys at the next one.